Yeah.
Francis,
Yes, sir.
listen, during the quarantine, did you enjoy it? Being by yourself? Don't lie.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't have any problem during the quarantine because I just have to stay home as usual. Nothing changed in my life. Slight different. At first, the first days, I was at home, couldn't come to the gym. But after that,
Did you get nervous though? Like I knew people that got so nervous, they were scared, like the world was coming to an end. Did that happen for you?
no, from what? I have seen worse.
I mean,
Bro, I come from Africa.
This shit, no, the story Joe Rogan tells about you is
I came
absolutely
from Africa, so like obviously I knew that there is something there named coronavirus, and that you shouldn't be getting. Then was looking at it different way. Like, okay, is it like something new? Like in Africa we have pandemic all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we will have a different thing. Even like how do they call this? Malaria.
malaria and
All
all
those
that. Yeah.
stuff. Malaria for us is way bad than than coronavirus, and many people there cannot afford a haircut. So that's the problem, So when they say coronavirus, and we're like, really? I mean, it's bad, but I've been to worse.
So let me ask you. So before we get started here, I've been waiting for you for about 30 minutes. Is that part of you being the heavyweight champion of the world? Now you make people wait?
I've been waiting for
30
you.
minutes, for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes I've been waiting for you.
You told me like, okay, let's do at the Apex or the PI.
Yeah.
And then we were here.
No.
I was here at Johnny Legend. I told you that I'm doing something. I was here at Johnny Legend. Then I started to text you. I'm like, I'm done. So I've been waiting for you.
No.
From the moment that I say I'm done, I was waiting for you.
This is a heavyweight champion thing that now I'm on your time. Everybody's on your time.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you put me on your time,
So
because you're the heavyweight champion yourself.
I'm just
so
waiting for
I
you.
have to follow the lead.
This guy's crazy. Guys, I'm here at Extreme Couture with the champion Francis Ngannou. Listen, I remember when this guy made his UFC debut, and I was so enamored with his look. He had the braids and everything. I mean, from the moment
in Orlando.
For the first time I saw you, I was like, look at this big son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, so we got problems.
That was December 2015. I remember that.
Right away.
Yeah.
I was sitting at the desk and I saw you and I was like, who in the hell is that dude?
At that time, I looked good though. Not like now. Now I'm kind of.
So the money's changing. Like, let me look at that expensive sweater you got on. You got the gold necklace. You got the hair's all short and tight.
Which money?
Movie star.
Hey, listen.
You're a movie star. Everything.
Listen. I'm a heavyweight champ, and you know what that means. You know the work that is behind, and I think I'm not flashy.
You're not flashy.
Hey, let's get that. Let's get that money, and I'll be flashy.
You gonna be flashy?
Oh yeah.
Why?
I'm waiting for it.
Kamaru Usman's flashy.
Oh, he did. Yeah, of course. But
did you see that red outfit he had on?
Yeah.
You want to wear something like that? Would you wear something like that?
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't think about it, but I mean that's his style.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know, Francis, from the moment you got into the UFC, it was all systems go. You were knocking people out, and the knockouts got more and more intense and scary, right? And then you and I were on a media tour together back in 2018. And I remember that even then, you weren't as comfortable.
2017.
2017, that's when I got you with the...
In Boston.
I got you with that one?
Yeah,
remember that one?
in Boston.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like that one? Remember when I got you with that one? You fall asleep in the... You want to kill me?
I was about to fall asleep. I wasn't sleeping yet.
You have to give me. The moment I did it right away, I was like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have did this. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have did this to him. But Francis, you weren't as comfortable in front of a camera then. Was it all still new to you? Because everything happened so fast.
Yeah. I like my space. I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's how I grew up. So I didn't have a chance like grew up around friends, having friends while I was growing up, because we were constantly moving all the time after my parents' divorce, and I was just sick. So I was trying so bad to like fit in a group of friends or something, or whether it's at the school or at home. And I was trying so hard, then it never really happened. And the most problem also was because like not only I'm a stranger, but I'm gonna get to the point that at some point they're gonna kick me out from the class.
So it's hard to make friends knowing.
So yeah, so now you're not a cool guy. You don't have that good profile to be a friend with. Nobody really want to be a friend with. You don't have a pen, so how can you have a lunch to share with?
Yeah.
But if you come, you're a stranger, and then you have something to share with kids, oh, you're a cool guy. You have a ton of friends.
Were you big? Were you a big kid?
He was hard to determine. I was big for my age, but I was always around people more age than
older.
Me. Yeah, older than me. So in my class, I will be like the youngest one. There will always be people like 2-3 years older than me. So we were like the same height. It's at the moment that I step to people of my age, that's when I look big. But in general, I'm not big.
After we did that media tour, we fought together in Boston. It obviously didn't go your way. When you left the octagon after that first fight with Miocic, what were you thinking? Like, what did Francis Ngannou think in his head? Like, man, I'm far off, or did you think like?
Oh, he was clear. I mean, even before I left the octagon, and I think if I remember very well at the post-fight interview, before the press conference, I was saying like I underestimate my opponent. And
was that because you were knocking everybody out? You thought you were just gonna knock him out too?
Also, but the truth is, like at that time, I didn't understand anything about the game. Everything I was just going through people, like not even octagon time to learn to understand what's really going on. Then now I'm just like get there. I'm like, okay, let's fight this guy. Suddenly the guy is down. I'm like, what really happened? I don't care. He's down. So
I won, yes.
So I won. Let's so then I get in that fight, and it was something different. By the moment that I left that octagon, I knew that. I mean, I have a better understanding of the game from more than what I have learned in the past 4 years, because like. At that time, I was still like 4 years in the MMA.
Just started.
In MMA. And like my first 2 years was just like, oh, it's fun, let's do it. Like, oh, I'm going to be a professional fighter. I was just doing it because I like it. But I was 4 years in MMA. And then that night, I'm like, whoa, that game is something else. Like, it's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Then, and I went back. I'm like, okay, how can I make this right? Just stop doing stuff, learn from this. And I'm like, okay, what happened in the fight? You did this, you did that, it was wrong, this was wrong, this was wrong. How can you figure that out? Then I went to figure out one of the things that I pointed out was my biggest mistake was not only the fact that I underestimated Stipe, but I rushed on him. Like I was working on him.
But then in the Derek Lewis fight, you were super passive.
Exactly, because like the whole camp for the Derek Lewis fight, I was there like, okay,
don't rush.
Don't rush. I mean, I remember in the octagon, like being in front of Derek Lewis, was telling myself, don't rush, calm down, don't rush, don't rush. You have all the time, until 3 rounds.
And then you're like, shit, it's over.
Hey, I swear to God, like when the referees, at the end of the fight, I thought it was like maybe the second round or something.
It went that fast.
I wasn't even there because I was still fighting Stipe in my mind. I was just like, calm down. You're going to cut him. You're going to have time. Take your time.
But you didn't.
So time was going by, and I wasn't realizing how fast time was going. I was like, I'm good, until like, oh, this the end. I was even surprised.
Were you still training in Paris?
No.
For the Derek Lewis fight, or was it just after the Stipe fight you were done with Paris?
No. I was here even before the Stipe fight. I have to go in Paris 3 weeks So I moved here in April 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the Overeem fight, I was here the full time.
Yeah.
Then the Stipe fight, it was because it was back to back. I didn't have enough time. So what's happened is like I moved from Paris to here, but I didn't really move
Yeah.
because I haven't given a chance to myself or to people around me to know me or to know each other to like work together. I was like, maybe I should just be with my team in Paris, like, meanwhile, we came from long way, so maybe I should just stick there.
Like a loyalty thing.
Kind of.
Because you were getting to the title, right? You're at the title now. You were with him in the beginning, so you're like, maybe I'll do this.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? Fighters cannot put a team over themselves.
Oh,
it's a selfish sport.
It's a selfish sport, and that's what people sometimes don't understand. But you always have to understand something, learn from it, because like, listen, I went to that fight, and then I think I signed the fight contract like 6 weeks before the fight. But I was here, I didn't have anything, didn't have nobody around, and I've been here for like 8 months already. Then I'm like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And I was I have to go to Paris, to like, I'm going to MMA Factory and all that. And it was 3 weeks before the fight. Obviously, that trip didn't help at all, timing-wise. But, I mean, he wasn't the only issue. There was a lot of issue in that fight. Who finally, like, kind of like helped me to understand how to prepare, how it works.
Yeah.
I get there. I mean, I never fought for I never been an athlete in my life.
Yeah.
Or
that's actually a crazy thing to say, that you've never been an athlete.
No, I never been, so I don't know how they prepare for something like that. So I'm like, okay, what am I doing?
It's bigger. Like, once you get in those title fights, it's like bigger than you could even imagine, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's more media, there's more everything.
Yeah.
There's more everything. So fast forward. You go back to doing Francis Ngannou things. Start knocking dudes out again. You find yourself again with Stipe Miocic in the apex. Quiet, no crowd, and all of a sudden, we sit. You and I work together a little bit. One time, I come, show you a couple sprawls, a couple different things. You and Aljamain, we were all in here doing a couple things, little things. And Stipe got mad at me a little bit, as if I was helping. I didn't help. You and I buddies, and I kind of came for and you start fighting a good fight. Then you sprawl. You sprawled. And I said, oh my God, he learned to wrestle. That's when you sprawled Francis, I thought to myself, holy shit, everybody's in trouble now.
So, but this is the problem.
Do you remember when I was showing you that and your foot kept getting burned from the mat? You're like, I don't like this, DC. I put my foot on the front of the mat because you got to slide off. Yeah. But then you did the exact thing in the fight.
The foot slide on?
You remember when you like sprawl and I'm like, you got to put your shoelaces in the mat. And then when they drive you, it just keeps sliding you. So we were talking about that.
I put my shoelaces in that fight?
Oh, you did it perfect. I was like, oh my God, he did it perfect. Oh. You complained about it in the practice room because it was burning you. It was giving you mat burn. But then
I didn't put my shoelaces down because I can't do that.
You put your shoelaces down.
Really?
Subconsciously. So now that's even scarier that you did it without even knowing. Because remember, it's like if you put your toe in the mat and they drive, it's going to make you stand up. But if you put your foot down, you just keep sliding off of them. And you actually did it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I thought to myself, okay, everybody's in trouble. When you sprawled on him, did you feel like a sense of him like it looked like he almost had like a shit type of moment?
Oh, yeah. The thing is like, people kind of like judge you from the fight, your last fight.
Yeah.
They forgot like what you did before or whatever. But if you check, I have fought wrestler before, and I have Curtis Blade, which is really a good wrestler.
Yeah.
And I fought him. I defend takedown and all the stuff. But I think people stuck on the Stipe fight because obviously I didn't fight that fight well, so they stuck on it. But I've been practicing wrestling.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been practicing wrestling, and I go there every time I go there. maybe my fight is just like, oh, a few seconds. They don't see nothing. I don't even have time to showcase what I've been
What you've been
doing,
working,
what
yeah.
I've been working on. So I'm like, oh, it's good. He just has power. Like, but one thing for the Stipe fight was the Rosenstruck fight. Like, I was very like getting ready for the Rosenstruck for the Stipe fight. I'm like, Stipe must he must be watching the Rosenstruck fight, and he was like, oh, the guy is still the same. I'm like, this is he's gonna fall in this trap.
Yep.
He's gonna know that the guy is still the same. I'm gonna rush on him. He's gonna change level and all this
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, oh, bro, you get it wrong.
Huh.
So, like when we step in the octagon, I was like looking at him, seeing him like waiting for me to do something. I'm like,
But you took your time, though.
You don't know. I know what you know.
But even even the punch that finished the fight, right? You usually throw the big right hand.
Yeah.
But this time, you went right hand first, left hand. It was like you switched it up because normally you're like a big jab right hand guy. You went right hand, measure, stepped through with a left hand, and it just absolutely floored him. That's just like it looked like a different tactic that you used.
Yeah, but that was it. That wasn't like a loading punch. He was just like to get close and
That left hand was to get close.
no, the right hand.
Yes, the right hand was to get close. And
then when I switched, my left hand became my right hand.
Yes.
So,
but you didn't do shit like that before. That's not shit Francis Ngannou used to do. Francis was gonna just knock your head off.
How many times you see me in the second round?
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe I just haven't
How
had
many
an
times
opportunity
you
to
see
see
me in the
that.
full round?
Maybe I just haven't had an opportunity to see
That's
that.
exactly what I was saying. People would just judge like from what they've been
All we've
seeing, but they
seen.
think like in 45 seconds you can see much. You know.
Francis, so you beat Stipe, you become the heavyweight champion of the world, and dude, the scene back home was crazy.
Yeah.
How much joy did that fill you with when you saw that video of them and that? I mean, where was that?
Oh, I didn't saw the video. I saw them in live.
Well, when you went back?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about that night. They had a video service that was going.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Everybody it was like you became a beacon of like life and hope for everybody out there. They saw a guy that they know become the heavyweight champion of the world, and they seemed so full and happy. How good did that make you feel?
Oh, after the Stipe in 2018 when I fought Stipe the first time, and then I lost, I went home. I was so bad about myself. Like, I was going to sleep and hoping that the day doesn't rise anymore. I was so bad in myself. Then I had a reaction, and what I did, I booked the first flight to Cameroon. I took my phone and I was sitting there like, damn, first flight to Cameroon. I was ashamed on myself, like I didn't even want people to recognize me.
Wow.
Then I went home. Man, this was something else.
They still treat you like a king.
Yeah. I'm like, you must be wrong. I mean, I lost the fight. I'm like, we don't care, bro. Like, we never see somebody we never have somebody coming from here and get there. How did you make it there even?
Wow.
I mean, it's already it's beyond championship and others. And now I'm like, yeah. You kind of like feel those like consolation, make you like calm you down a little bit, but in the bottom of your heart, you have this bitter taste like, oh man, I didn't do it. And since then, they changed the way of looking at me back home. So they kind of like pay a lot of attention of everything that I was doing, because at that time, first he was like few people following sport, some people because they saw the Cameroon flag following me, but after this first Stipe fight, even grandma, people don't watch fight.
Yeah.
They will come at you like, hey son, you're the guy doing the fighting thing, right? I'm like, yes, grandma. And she'll be like, keep going, son. You're doing great. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Give you a lot of pride.
Yeah. So.
And so as the champion of the world, it must be crazy.
From that time, I'm like, man, and I was getting blashed, like, oh, Francis Ngannou, he's this, he's not this, he was high, blah, blah, blah.
From where?
Oh, from everywhere, from social media, from reporter, everybody, So then I'm like, man, you know that moment that you feel low? Like, that was my strain.
Yeah.
Then my strain was Cameroon now. I'm like, the only people that they don't care, they didn't care, they understand my position and like support me in this moment, you know. So now I'm like, okay, let's make them happy. Like, we are getting that belt, you know. And every time that I was fighting, he was like getting, he was a big deal in Cameroon.
Yeah.
And this one, even the Stipe fight, I remember I was at the locker room thinking about like Cameroon because it became a big deal. My mom is watching fight. Nobody would have believed that people in Cameroon would watch fight. Like, just saying fighting or boxing, I'm like, oh, what's that? That's brutal. That's this, that's that, you know. And now it's like,
It's like a national sport
oh,
because you're the man.
yeah, everybody has to watch.
So Francis fight.
Then I was thinking, like, I was in the locker room. I'm like, damn, the whole country is up, waiting for this fight. Man, I bet I don't let them down. Because, yes,
That's more pressure.
the first time, okay, it was your first time, or the blah, blah, blah. But it's been 3 years, though. What do you get? You know? But at the meantime, it was kind of like a motivation, you know? Like, you feel like it's not about you, it's way more above you. I'm like, I must be doing something, though.
You carry that with you. It's good, though.
It was good.
It's
it was
hard.
Good.